Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2, and today I'm going to be giving you part 4 of What If Naruto returned different with a Yin-Yang bloodline. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends in social media platform, and also guys, go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto had a dream to surpass the gods. And enjoy that guys, over Anime King 3. And over Anime King I post a brand new episode of What If Naruto absorb all life forms on the earth. So go ahead and enjoy that guys. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time hearing my voice, yes, I indeed have 3 channels, you heard that correctly. Anime King 2, Anime King 3. Which I post What If Fun every single day, yes, you heard that correct, every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead and click that subscribe button and become part of the Making family. And thank you for all of your help and support, and yeah, without further ado, we'll just begin this new episode. Start the intro. So the last spot we left off, Sasori was dying as he was hit right through the heart with an ice rod from Haku. The reanimation. Once again Naruto surprised him as he didn't thought that Naruto would dabble in the power of death, given the way he was acting so far. As he was dying, Naruto made him a proposition that surprised him and confused him as well. As Naruto told him that he's gonna rebuild the whirlpool, and his enemies will be Konoha and the Akatsuki. But it will not stop there. The other nations will not be happy about this. The moment they hear of his progress, they will try to bring him down, and anyone that stands in his path, they will be crushed. Sasori puppeteer technique would be a good help to his forces, as Naruto wanted Sasori on his side. He saw what Sasori was doing. He wanted to become immortal. As Naruto would reanimate him and then sever the connection, they would not be tied as puppet and puppeteer anymore. All he wanted was his loyalty. Sasori was against this, as he would not betray the Akatsuki, but Naruto told him that he was getting it wrong. He never said that he would revive him now. Once he had dealt with the Akatsuki, once they were all dead, he will need his help for the 4th Great Shinobi War, because there was no doubt that a war would be coming, given what he had planned to do. Hearing that, Sasori thought about it, but he had a proposition of his own, saying that Naruto was going to take his puppeteer art. But Naruto told him that he was not the exact one that was going to take it. He had someone that he would fit with perfectly. Hearing about the girl Yakumo, Sasori was surprised that Naruto would allow another person to have so much power, especially with her genjutsu abilities. But Naruto trusts all of his comrades, without even a doubt. Hearing that, Sasori told him to name himself, well, the girl it seems, as the student of Sasori of the Red Sands, as Yakumo wouldn't mind that, especially with her getting studied this art, so he agreed. So with that, Sasori died, as he promised that he would serve Naruto once he was back, and become a member of the whirlpool. The reinforcements arrived soon after Haku went off, as Sasori gave Naruto a lot of information, and whereabouts as well. So with that, Gaara was there as well. Everyone was acting a bit suspicious towards Naruto, but he remained calm. Sakura had once again voiced her thoughts, but Naruto shot them down rather quickly, showing that he was not the same person, as once again it hurt her hearing that. Gaara was acting frantically, as Naruto was not fully in certain things that he was supposed to say, not to mention knowing that Chiro was dead. But Naruto was able to justify everything that he was saying. That got them to calm down a lot more. As Gaara shook his hand, he had heard that Naruto was different, but it seems like yes, he was different, but he was still his old friend. So with that, Gaara made him a promise, well Naruto said it first, that they could probably one day shake hands as Kages. But Naruto was not talking as a Kage for Konoha. It didn't take too long as they went to the funeral for Chiyo and returned back to the village. Naruto made his way after 2 weeks as he visited Yakumo, telling her about his plan. Yakumo had feelings for him, that was clear. He had sent a clone, and the clones felt strong feelings for her as well. Does that mean that the boss liked her? The clone wondered. Upon delivering the rest of the information, the clone made himself off. As he returned, meanwhile Naruto was waiting as the mission would be starting soon. A new member has been assigned to their team and Kakashi had overused the Sharingan, so he was not able to keep going. Naruto knew that he was being watched in his house, as it was none other than Jiraiya. As Naruto made it clear that he wanted nothing to do with Jiraiya. Jiraiya thought that Naruto was ungrateful for all the things that he did for him. As Naruto badmouthed the fourth Hokage a bit, causing Jiraiya to lash out at him, and gave him a severe warning. Do not speak about the fourth like that, because Naruto had been dishonest, and went and left him right there. Jiraiya was still holding that against him. And he just left, and now he was treating him like he was garbage. So Jiraiya was furious. Naruto was about to leave, but Jiraiya told him that he was not going anywhere, that he will listen to him. Naruto sat there as he took this all in. He believed that he still can control him, but soon enough he will find out. Soon they will all find out, he thought to himself. So yeah guys, was basically as we left off. You guys can switch across the place, check it out for yourself. So, what do you say begin this new episode? Let's get right into it guys. Fine. Say what you want to say and leave afterwards. It makes no difference to me, said Naruto, as he turned his head away from Totsunin. Wise decision. Don't forget who you're speaking to. You may have surprised Kakashi and Sasori, but don't make that same mistake of thinking you can do the same to me. You're 1,000 years away from my level. Jiraiya said in a rather intimidating tone. Most shinobis would be frightened, but Naruto was not even in the slightest. He was not a normal shinobi after all. You don't have to try so hard to make your point. Just hurry up and say what you have to say, and get out of my sight, said Naruto. You've changed so much, said Jiraiya, right now. I can't even tell the difference between you and that Uchiha brat from Orochimaru. Knowing that Jiraiya would not leave if he kept on answering, Naruto remained quiet. You're right, said Jiraiya. The fourth Hokage owned the Rasengan, and he intended for you to learn it. But if he saw you now, I am sure that he would have changed his mind. Naruto remained quiet even though Jiraiya spoke once again. As for the toads, yes, you are no longer aligned to them. And I won't even bother to ask you about your new summons. I know I won't get an answer from you. But remember, it was Bunta that helped you defeat Gaara. If it wasn't for that toad summoning technique, you'd be dead. As Naruto decided to speak upon this one, if I hadn't defeated Gaara, you wouldn't have a home to return to. Gaara would have destroyed the village. As far as I'm concerned, I've paid my dues to you. I've done my job and saved this village. Stopping Gaara should have been your job. No fresh genin should have been doing something like that. Also, Sakura would have died if it wasn't for me. I saved your girlfriend, prize student, for you. You and the third failed to protect this village, and I, a genin, had to do it for you. Think about that before you try to guilt trip me about the summoning technique once again. Jiraiya blood boiled in anger as Naruto was rather calm. Not even a hint of emotion in his face. Fine, I won't argue with that about you anymore. I won't argue with anything regarding ninjutsu anymore. Clearly, your mind has already been made up, and you're not willing to change your views. But you should know, I was not simply spying on women all the time during my travels. I was meeting with some contacts to gather information about the Akatsuki to keep them off our trail, said Jiraiya. Your pathetic attempts to justify yourself were amusing at first, but now, it's really getting annoying. You could have easily spearshot a clone to watch over my training while you were gone. The fact that you did not show that you had no real interest in my development. I would say that it's sad that I couldn't rely on my own kind to help me in my time of need. That I had to rely on the animal species and myself to get to where I am right now. But the thing is, I don't really care about that anymore. In fact, I'm actually glad I did things on my own. It helped me a lot to discover myself. If that was all you came here to say, then you can excuse yourself in my apartment, said Naruto. Naruto, did you really turn out like this because of me? Huh, what a terrible character trait. Do you really have to be so quick to take credit for everything? Naruto asks. Don't overrate yourself that much. You're not that important to me to have that kind of impact, said Naruto. His tone was harsh and cold as well. I see. You don't have to say anymore. I understand, said Jiraiya, as he looked hurt and sad. But answer me this one question before I go. Do you still dream of becoming the Hokage one day? As Jiraiya watched him carefully, there's already a lot of reason concerning him. But even if this has changed, then we can't trust him anymore, Jiraiya thought to himself. It is strange that you should ask me that, but then again, it's not unexpected coming from you. Now how do I respond to this exactly, Naruto thought. Oh, I got it, he said. You know, I was telling Guard the other day, after my battle with Sasori, that the next time we shook hands, we were going to shake hands as Kages. A oath of friendship from one Kage to another. So you see, Jiraiya, I have no intention of abandoning my dream. I will fulfill it, no matter the cost, said Naruto. Just as expected, Jiraiya misinterpreted his words, thinking that the blonde still wanted to become the Hokage, when in fact his dream was actually to become the Uzumaki. So he still wants to become the Hokage, and he has no intention of giving up. If that is his case, as a sensei I have no right to complain anymore, even if he disowned me, Jiraiya thought, as he started to smile. What are you smiling about, said Naruto. I didn't remember saying anything funny. Still sensitive when it comes to his dream, huh? Nothing, Naruto, nothing, he said. Just be careful in your mission. Sometimes spies can lose themselves and convert to the other side. If that is the case, this could be a trap set up by Orochimaru with Kabuto collaborating with him. I already know of that scenario, and I prepare for it, said Naruto. He has grown up so fast it's almost sad. I've kinda wished that he was the same Naruto. But perhaps that is how everyone feels. Perhaps that is the reason why everyone is so sad and concerned. Jiraiya thought to himself. And Orochimaru, have you prepared for him? Orochimaru may be powerful, but the third was able to seal his hands away. He has a clear weakness that can be exploited. I will deal with him and any surprise he might conjure up. I have made preparations for all possibilities. You seem a bit too confident. This is Orochimaru we're talking about. A Sannin that can give me a run for my money. And you seem a bit too hesitant to leave my apartment, said Naruto. Fine, I'll leave. Good luck, Naruto, said Jiraiya, as he jumped through the window. Taking care of Orochimaru was supposed to be your job. Once again, Aya Jenny, I'm stuck doing your job for you, Naruto thought. Time skip. You again. Wait, you're the new member of Team 7. Elder Danzo, student, aren't you, said Naruto, as he narrowed his eyes towards the new member that stood beside him. Very good, although obvious analysis, Declan. I expected you to be a bit more stupid than that. So far, you're acting out of character. He looked like he was 15 or 16. He had black hair, black eyes. His skin was rather pale, as he was wearing a short top that exposed his stomach. Just as I thought, Danzo gave this guy intel on me, however outdated it might be. I knew that Danzo was keeping tabs on me, but to think that he would be so direct about it, Naruto thought. My name is Uzumaki Naruto, not Dickless, the blonde Jinjulki replied. And mine is Sai, Dickless-san, said Sai. If you're not gonna stop calling me by that degrading name, then at least have the decency to tell me why you have given it to me. Because I know for a fact that you have never seen my penis, said Naruto. Because no one with a workable one would have run away like you did yesterday. If you had one, you'd have faced me like a man, said Sai. I see, said Naruto, as he went quiet. He wouldn't bother with this idiot anymore. He might have flashed away from the guy the other day, but it was not because he feared the guy or anything. He just didn't feel like fighting someone that was affiliated with the same village, who was obviously testing him, smack dab in the center of the village. Of course he thought about luring him into the forest, capture him, interrogate him to find out how much he knows, and then kill him. But that was obviously not a good idea. He didn't want Danzo or Snather breathing down his neck, more than they already were. Besides, he was under constant surveillance. It will be a rather difficult task to execute, and risky as well. Sai was watching Naruto though. Danzo-sama intel does not apply to this Naruto. However, Danzo-sama had no reason to give me incorrect intel, nor would he gather incorrect intel. The only explanation is his intel must be outdated. Perhaps that is why he sent me to gather information so we can get an update for the Kyuubi profile. Anyway, what are you hoping to achieve in this mission, said Sai. Excuse me, said Naruto. What are you hoping to gain or achieve in this mission, said Sai. Our mission is to rendezvous with Sasori's spy, Yakushi Kabuto, capture him, and force Sasuke Uchiha whereabouts out of his lips. The mission is open and ended depending on the circumstances. I already know all of that, said Sai. Then why do you ask, said Naruto. I didn't ask what you were answering. I asked why you specifically want to participate in this mission, Sai said. Naruto remained quiet. Did this guy really think he would get what you want out of him that way? It's just a mission, Sai-san. I will complete it to the best of my abilities. I thought someone like you would understand this. What do you mean when you say, someone like me? You're a member from the Foundation, are you not, said Naruto. I am sorry, but I have no idea what you're talking about. The root program was abolished over a decade ago, said Sai, with a fake smile. Oh yes, I forgot about that, said Naruto, pure sarcasm in his voice, as both of them remained quiet. According to his profile, the Kyuubi is supposed to be a very talkative and nosy individual. However, this person does not entertain much conversation or doesn't seem interested in anyone's business. He hasn't even asked anything about me. So, said Sai. What, said Naruto. Why are you here so early? The meeting time is over, an hour away. I could ask you the same thing, said Naruto. The conversation ended right there because Sai could not tell him that he was watching him for the majority of the day, that he was spying on him. This is going to be a bit more difficult than I thought, said Sai to himself. What Sai was unaware of though, is that from the moment he started to follow Naruto, Naruto knew that he was after him. Time skip. Council room. What have you called us here for this time, Snevy? And what are these children doing here? Danzo said rudely. Snevy frowned at his disrespectful manner of addressing her, the absence of respect in his tone. But there was nothing she could do about it now, without looking petty, or maybe even power hungry. She also didn't want the younger generation to witness the power struggle between the higher-ups. There's no telling how could that affect them mentally, as she wouldn't put it past Danzo to try and manipulate them in some of his dispute, for them to see things his way, as she wouldn't allow that. So for now she would just grit her teeth and move on with the proceedings. Danzo wasn't quite sure what to feel about the current situation. There was a lot of emotions. Confused, curious, concerned. All of the above. The Hokage calling for an unscheduled council meeting usually meant that something serious was up. This happened before, but it was always a few council members, not every single one of them. And also the clan heirs as well. All of the children for the year for the clans. But Danzo didn't see anything wrong with that. It can prepare them for the future generation. Sakura and Shizune's presence was also fine. They were the apprentice of Snevy. Asuma was the head of Sarutobi clan, so that was no surprise. However, Tenten, Rock Lee, Kurenai, Kakashi, Guy were also present. What are they doing here? And if all of them were invited, why wasn't Sai and the Kyuubi invited? They were part of Team 7, were they not? If I may, Hokage-sama, said Shikaku. You may speak your mind, Shikaku, said Snevy. Thank you, said Shikaku. Everyone, I know that you're curious about Hokage-sama's sudden call for a council meeting, but you should know, I was the one that requested that she do so. There's an important matter that I feel, if left unattended for too long, could deal with the demise of the Hidden Leaf village, Shikaku said with a grave undertone, much to the surprise of everyone in the room. Apart from the few that already know, and had an idea about what he was talking about. If this issue is important as you and Sneddy claim, then why have you turned the council room into a playground? Koharu said rudely, the rather old woman using the word playground towards the Konoha team that was here. Two of them were missing, after all. Indeed, I'm also curious, as I'm sure is the other members of the council, Homura said. Hokage-sama and I believe that they should be present, because they're the closest to the potential threat of our home. And we believe it's time that they find out the truth about him. If he were to turn out to be a threat towards us, they would be the first one in danger, because frankly, they're the ones that will be teamed up with him for missions, said Shikaku. So the topic of interest today is Naruto. I heard that he's been acting very strange and suspiciously lately. However, I find it hard that Uzumaki Naruto posed a threat to Konoha. Not intentionally. Admittedly, I don't like him very much, but the boy grew up right in front of my eyes. and I have met very few people who love Konoha more than him, Koharu said. True, the Uzumaki boy that grew up right in front of our eyes would never hurt Konoha by his own free will. I agree with you on that matter. However, with the uncontrollable power vested inside of him, he is, and will forever pose, a threat to our existence, whichever way one put it. By that virtue, I support yours, and Hokage-sama reason. Uzumaki Naruto, until he shows us that he has full control of his power, should be watched and monitored at all time, Homura said. Huh? What the hell are you old people blabbling about? Kiba shouted quite angrily, catching everyone, including his mother Tsume, off guard. I know that Naruto has become strong. Hell, he even defeated Kakashi-sensei right in front of my eyes. He's super strong. I get it. But what is this nonsense about uncontrollable power that needs to be tamed? How the hell can someone lack that much control of their abilities that they might end up destroying their own village? You're all making zero sense, Kiba said. Shut up, Kiba. You're embarrassing us, Kurenai whispered, as she held him down, their hand clamped over his big mouth. If Naruto need to learn how to control his power, then you, Kiba, definitely need to learn how to control your mouth, Neji thought to himself. Why is everyone so afraid of Naruto-kun? Is it because of that thing inside of him? Why does such a kind person Naruto-kun has that thing anyway? Thought Hinata to herself. I always thought that something was up with Naruto. Like, why was such important people like the third Hokage, Jiraiya the Sannin, and the fifth Hokage showing such interest in someone like him? He was just an orphan, a normal ordinary orphan. It always rubbed me the wrong way. What's so special about him, Ino thought. She was a bit frustrated and a bit jealous. Well, no matter. It seems I'm about to get some juicy gossip. It looked like the wait was worth it, she said. I didn't want to accept it, but everyone is right. Something must be done about Naruto. He's been acting too strange. Someone need to beat the senses back into him, thought Sakura. There was a lot of anger, and a lot of naive mixed into her. Alright, enough, said Snelly, as everyone quieted down. Now I want you all, as a new of Naruto's generation, to listen to me. I will address you first. Got it? I said got it, she said. Yes, Hokage-sama, everyone said. I'm going to tell you the truth about Naruto. This is a S-rank secret that should not be discussed with anyone who does not know about it under the penalty of death. If you don't believe you can abide by these conditions, then please excuse yourself now. As if anyone would miss out on this level of gossip, Ino thought. Neji, I'm aware of the fact that you already figured it out on your own, and I wouldn't be too surprised if Shikamaru figured it out as well. Sakura knows this secret as well, not because I told her, not because Naruto told her, but because she heard it from two dangerous members of the criminal organization Akatsuki. What's the Akatsuki, Kiba said. It's a criminal organization, Kiba, you idiot. Stop interrupting and let her speak, said Ino. As she really wanted to hear what it was, she was also a bit jealous that Sakura. What was she doing with that secret organization? And how did she have such privy information before her? It's gossip and Sasuke. All that she can still think about, Kiba thought to himself. Anyway, I won't beat around the bush. You're all old enough and experienced enough to handle this. The Kyuubi was not killed by the fourth Hokage 15 years ago. Bijus are a mass of chakra, and they cannot literally be killed. Their chakra can always be reformed. The only way to stop it was to seal it away. The fourth Hokage, Minato no Mikaze, performed a great sacrifice at the cost of his life, the sealing art to seal the beast away. And he sealed it into a baby, for the child to be seen as a hero to the village, for holding back the beast and protecting the village. But people lost many loved ones during the Kyuubi attack, and they took it rather hard, and they had a lot of hatred for the beast. When they found out about the child containing the beast, they were unable to forgive the beast, and therefore their hatred also turned towards the child, as they trample upon the fourth Hokage sacrifice. If you haven't already figured it out, that child is Naruto Uzumaki. You all attended the Shinobi Academy with Naruto. You might have noticed how people would have just pretended like he was not there, or look at him with disgust or anger most times. Most of you will receive love, admiration because of your clan's reputations. But Naruto, on the other hand, he only received hate, scorn, isolation. Whereas you had parents to teach, nurture, love, and guide you. He had to rely on himself to learn everything. He had to basically raise himself. But despite all of this, Naruto hoped for a brighter future. He was able to forgive the village and even strive to become Hokage so that he could protect the very same people that treat him like he was worse than trash. He was even able to forgive the one that see the Kyuubi inside of him and admire him. It was these characteristics that made me become 5th Hokage. To see someone like him with such unwavering determination, it made me receive back faith in humanity, in the world as a whole. She trailed off as she almost got lost in thought, but she remembered where she was and snapped back into focus. However, it seems like all of this is changing. Others believe that it might already have changed. Now that I think about it, it shouldn't be possible for him to go through all of that without harboring any negative feelings at all. It would have been impossible. He was probably trying to suppress that side of himself, and it could only be suppressed for so long until it exploded on you. While I hate to say this, but it's also possible that the Kyuubi is manipulating him. The seal was designed to allow Naruto to get more and more access to Kyuubi's chakra the older he gets. However, the more access he has to Kyuubi, the more access the Kyuubi has to him, vice versa. Right now, Naruto needs to feel loved and appreciated more than anything else now in his life. That is why his precious friends are so important right now, said Neji. No way! Do you really expect us to believe that Naruto has been living with something as powerful and evil as the Kyuubi inside of him all this time? Give us a break, old lady, Kiba said, as he didn't believe her one bit. Kiba! Stop acting like a little brat, Ino yelled. This is serious. Come on, Ino, even you a gossip queen. Can't take this lightly, right? I mean, think about it. Naruto of all people? With the Kyuubi inside of him? Actually, everything Hokage-sama said is true. There are 9 tailed beasts in the world. Each village has either 1 or 2. They use the tailed beasts to create Jinchurikis. Human sacrifice, they call them. You remember Gar from tuning exams, don't you, Kiba? He too was a Jinchuriki. Jinchuriki of the Sand Spirit Ichibai, also known as Shikaku. If you don't believe me, you can go ahead and read about it in the Shinobi Library. The power of human sacrifice, it's not fiction. It is fact, said Shikamaru. Shikamaru is smart, and he wouldn't lie about something like this. But that's crazy. Naruto had all that power inside of him this entire time? Kiba was shocked. Tatsumi eye twitch. That pup is gonna pay for embarrassing me and the clan in front of everyone, she thought to herself. Okay, I get it. Naruto's a Jinchuriki. Whatever. Not a Jinchuriki, a Jinchuriki, said Neji. I said whatever. Anyway, Hokage-sama, what are we supposed to do about this? Just be his friends. Be the best friends you can be to him, under the circumstances. That's all you can do for him, really, to show him that you're people who care about him, said Neji. I don't see a problem with that. I mean, he's kept it at bay this entire time. Why should I start to worry now? I mean, he is a dope, but he's a strong-willed dope, said Kiba. Kiba has no tact, but nevertheless, he has used logic in his hypothesis. This changes nothing. Naruto is still our friend, and he can be safe. If the roles were reversed, the old Naruto that we know wouldn't have given up on us, said Shino in a neutral tone as everyone else nodded in agreement. So that is what you all believe, huh? That the old Naruto wouldn't have given up? Said Neji. Of course, said Kiba. I see. In this case then, what about the new Naruto, she asks? They were all rather quiet. Well, is anyone going to say anything, she asks. To be honest, none of us has been in contact with him since the battle with me, Kakashi asks. Yes, but also since he almost killed Sakura. We were overwhelmed by the amount of power he displays against you, but also the lack of remorse at almost killing you. If anything, he almost seemed disappointed at the fact that you survived. To be blunt, you have no idea who this new Naruto is. The best we can hope for is that the old Naruto is still there somewhere. If not, then he might end up turning out like Sasuke, said Shikamaru. So even them were able to see that something is wrong, and see that Naruto was trying to kill me. If it wasn't for Tsunade-sama Mega Ninjutsu, I wouldn't be here right now. I wanted to believe I was just being paranoid, but if his friends could see it, I guess I was not, Kakashi thought. So none of you, apart from Sakura, has made contact with Naruto whatsoever. They were all silent. I see. Well, in that case, wait, Hokage-sama. Tsunade turned. What is it, Hinata? Have you been in contact with Naruto? No, but He visited Neji-san at the Haiku compound on a few occasions. I've seen them meditate at the compound for hours, but they sometimes disappear together too. Also for hours, and I can't shut them down sometime, even with my Byakugan, Hinata said, rather nervously. Hell, she almost looked like she was gonna have a nervous breakdown in saying that, in front of everyone who was looking at her. Hinata-sama, I didn't think that she would say anything on the matter. Or perhaps, it's because of her infatuation with Naruto. Her spine has hardened over the years. Allowing her to speak up, Neji thought to himself. What? Are you sure about this, Hinata? Tsunade asks. Yes, Hokage-sama, I'm sure. Forgive me, Neji, Hinata thought, but I can't allow you and Naruto-kun to carry on any dangerous procedures that might endanger the both of you. I have to do something to help, even if all I can do is let Hokage-sama deal with it. She loved Naruto-kun like a son, and she's strong. I'm sure she can help somehow, Hinata thought. Neji, on the other hand, was so quiet, and his face was so emotionless. Some wonder if he even heard what Hinata said at all. Neji, is this true? Tsunade asked, as she held back her rage. Yes, Naruto has come to visit me on a few occasions, Neji said rather calmly. How is that possible? Naruto has been under envoy. Watch, since his battle with Kakashi. If he had come to visit you, I would have known for sure, said Tsunade. If that is the case, then why did you bother to ask if any one of us had contact with him? Wouldn't you have already known the answer through your envoy guards? Or do you not trust them either? Neji asks. I am the one asking the questions here. Do not let me repeat myself, or else, Tsunade shouted, leaving a threat in the air. His chakra was the same, so it was definitely Naruto that I was spending time with. Whether it was a clone or not, however, was a different matter altogether. Neji said smoothly without a threat of fear, making some of the others wonder if they had just imagined the Hokage threatening him, because he was just so calm. A shadow clone? But if he sent shadow clones to visit you, that can only mean one thing. He must have had something to hide, and that must have something to do with you. Neji, do you know something about Naruto that we don't? It's like Hinata-sama said, we spend most of our times meditating. However, like most shinobis, he prefers our privacy when he trains. So sometimes we disappear to a secret spot that I found when I was a young boy, and we had training there. Neji said in a deceitful way but without lying at all. So you expect us to believe that Naruto approached you of all people for training, said Kakashi. Of all people? What is wrong with him approaching me, Kakashi-san? Neji asks. He could have come to me, Jiraiya-sama, or any other experienced jonin. Naruto has a lot of pride, I doubt. He would have freely come to anyone of his own peers for training, said Kakashi. I agree. That is unlike Naruto we know at all, said Tsunade as she fully backed Kakashi up on his theory. Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't a few minutes ago you all said that you did not recognize the current Naruto? Didn't you admit that you had no idea what is going on in his mind? And finally, didn't you call us all here because you want us to find out what is on his heart and mind at the moment? So tell me, how then can you say with confidence that he would not come to me for help? Asked Neji. Okay, I'll admit, you have a point. However, I as Hokage ordered you to tell me everything about the training that you granted to Naruto, said Tsunade. She really didn't want to resort to this, but Neji was forcing her hand on this one, and she would not let this slide. She wanted to find out what exactly happened between Naruto and Neji. Neji, what have you gotten yourself into now? I thought the darkness in your heart had finally been lifted after that battle in tuning exams between you and the Uzumaki, after reading your father's last words and wishes. Now, I'm starting to wonder about you. There is no need to make that order. I have nothing to hide. Naruto approached me because he wanted emotional control training. He said that the ability to control his emotions is a very powerful skill for someone like him, seeing that he's a Jinchuriki. He believed that because I'm a member of the Hyuga, a clan that pride themselves on that particular skill, I will be the best one to teach him self-control. That is why we spent so much time meditating together. Tsunade looked down. So even now, he's trying his best to protect himself from the village, Tsunade thought to herself. She had to make sure. Are you sure you told us everything, Neji? Because if you're hiding something from me, the only other thing I can tell you is that Naruto told me that he has not forgotten his promise, that he will change the Hyuga clan for the better. Also, he has every intention of becoming the greatest Kage in the Elemental Nation. The greatest Kage of all times. Those were his own words. Hayashidano, I saw that your Byakugan was activated. Were you able to detect any lies? Asked Shikaku. No. Everything he said was the truth. Hayashi said stoically. However, he thought to himself, why do I have this ominous feeling? I see. Thank you for your help. I know it's a tough situation to you, given who he is to you, said Shikaku. Don't worry about it. Anything to help the village, said Hayashi. Alright, if that is all, Naruto friends may be excused. Especially you, Sakura. You have a mission to prepare for. Sakura nodded respectfully. Can I just say one thing, Hokage-sama? Asked Shikamaru. What is it? Who is Naruto's mother? I already know that his father is the 4th Hokage, Minato no Mikase. That is obvious, but who is his mother, Shikamaru asks. Snatty was shocked. Where did you get that information from? Who told you that? I told you I did research about the Jinchurikis, didn't I? I also learned that all Jinchurikis are usually related to the reigning Kages. Previous Kages are the person in similar stature and importance. This is done for 2 reasons. To ensure that Jinchuriki will become a powerful asset and to ensure his or her loyalty. If Naruto was to be related to any Hokage, it had to be the one that sealed inside him. And the uncanny features, and not to mention the signature technique, the Rasengan. Shikamaru said in a bored tone. Damn it. He's too smart for his own good thoughts, Natty. However, the rest of the Konoha 10 was shocked. Well, except for Neji, of course. None of them could accept that Naruto the Dead Last could be related to any of the Kages. Find note that he was son of the 4th was just so much revelations were being given out today. It was too much to digest. Okay, fine. Since you already blurted out so much. Yes, Minato no Mikase was Naruto's biological father. His mother was a former Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails, Kushina Uzumaki of Uzu. The Uzumaki clan. Snazzy. You said enough. There's no need to reveal so much information, Danzo said. She snapped her gaze towards him. There is no value in keeping the secret either. The only way for them to truly reach him is to understand who exactly he is. If they're gonna help him, they're gonna have to need to know everything about him. You should also remember we're not gonna live forever. There will come a time when next generation has to take over. No one knows when they're gonna die. We need to educate the youths now, so they can protect the future. Besides, I don't need you to tell me how to do my job. Know your place, Danzo, she said. Fine, but don't come crying for my help when everything blows up in your face, said Danzo. Tuh, arrogant bastard. Undermining me at whatever opportunity you get. You'll have what's coming to you soon, Danzo, thought Snelly. There's no such thing. If there was such thing as a village known as Uza, I would have known about it by now. Or a clan known as Uzumaki clan. I've never heard of it, said Kiba. That's settle it. You're gonna get that punishment now. I can't possibly allow you to continue to disrespect Hokage-sama like that, said Kurnai. That punishment? No, please. Anything but that. I promise. I won't say anything again, he said. Alright, fine. Then shut up, she said. Tasumi smirked rather sadistically. I wonder what kind of punishment had the pup so scared. I'll have to speak with Kurnai about it. As Kiba went quiet. Kiba is right though. I too have never heard of a Uzumaki clan, or of that village before, said Shikamaru. Alright, said Snazzy as she decided to explain. She told him about Uzu being an ally of theirs. She also told him that only a Uzumaki can contain a tail beast, such as a Kyuubi. She also told him about Mito Uzumaki, and that she passed the 9 tails down towards Kushina, Naruto's mother. Now that you've all been briefed about the current situation, you should understand why Naruto is so important to the village. To me, she said. After all, Mito was her grandmother. And to the extent she and Naruto was family, by clan name, Uzumaki. She had Uzumaki blood running through her veins. However, she had no time to dwell on her regret and concerns. She had to stay focused. I have a question. Snazzy nodded towards Shikamaru. Naruto did not know about his parents or background, did he? Why would you ask that? Asked Shikaku. I don't like to meddle in people's life, but I've known Naruto since the academy, and he does not strike me as one, as someone that comes from a prestige background like the Uzumakis, as you say. He was an average orphan, easily grew and attached to people that showed him the slightest care and concern. And he also had abandonment, self-issues. so there was no way that he would have known about this. So I want to know why. Why are you telling us this, and not him? Ask Shikamaru. Smart boy, thought Danzo as he watched him. Personally, said Snetty, I think Naruto should have been aware of everything from the beginning, and that it was the village that was supposed to be kept in the dark. However, the fourth wanted his son to be seen as a hero, for what he was containing, so. The third was the one that released information about Naruto's status. And with all the fourth has done for the village, Sarutobi Sensei never thought that the village would disregard his wishes, his last final wishes. But he was wrong. That is still no excuse. After seeing that, why not tell them about Naruto heritage? If they knew how much the fourth Hokage and his wife sacrificed even their own son, they would have come to praise him, said Neji. He had to act the part a bit, as he remained perfectly calm. It's not that, said Kakashi. Minato Sensei was a feared man throughout the elemental nation, with a countless number of enemies. Revealing such information would have put Naruto's life at great risk, said Kakashi. That is still no excuse, said Neji. The third Hokage also has a great number of enemies, but he has a grandchild that proudly called himself Konoha Sarutobi, the grandson of the third, and he was not denied his identity. How is his situation different from Naruto's? Asked Neji. Konoha still have living relatives that can protect him. He has a whole Sarutobi clan, Asuma, and up till 3 years ago, the third Hokage. The same could not be said about Naruto, said Kakashi. You know, Naruto taught me something important in our interactions. He taught me that the word family does not extend to only DNA and blood. He also once told me that he not just see Konoha as a ninja village, but as a clan, and as a family that he belonged to. So I do not understand how come the fourth Hokage's son, after all the fourth sacrifice, had no one to take his son in and treat him with the love and respect that he deserved. With some of you having close relationship to his father and mother, Neji said with disdain in his tone. His words were directed towards the copy ninja Jiraiya, Harrison, and Snatty. If something like this can be happen to the fourth Hokage's son, after all that he's give, then what exactly is this will of fire that is always preached over and over to us? Is it just some kind of propaganda that the higher ups use to control and manipulate? That's enough, said Snatty, as she banged her fist in the table, releasing killer intent. You are the last person to preach about family love and loyalty. Aren't you the one that tried to publicly assassinate your cousin Hinata during the exams? Said Snatty. Very well. I will say no more on this matter, Neji said as he closed his eyes. Arrogant brat. First Sasuke, now him. Damn, Naruto certainly has some terrible choice of friends. There is no point in us fighting. Mistakes have been made in the past, and mistakes will be made in the future, as hard as we try. We are only but humans, who can only try to fix the mistakes for the future generation, said Homura. Let's get back on track, said Snetty. Like how you all know about Naruto now, let me inform you about the Akatsuki. As Snetty went over the Akatsuki and who that they know so far to the members, they were shocked, all of them being S-class criminal. Well, that was just dangerous, and they were coming after Naruto. Snetty said something that surprised Ino and many others. Someone was able to defeat one of those S-class criminals by themselves? Who? Well, it is easy to see who it is, said Shikamaru, judging the few that went on that mission, and by the report, it was Naruto, wasn't it? It is made extra clear when you focus on how he was easy to defeat Kakashi-sensei. Come on, give me a break. I didn't expect him to improve that drastically over the past years. He caught me off guard, Kakashi said. As was this Akatsuki member, I suppose, said Shikamaru. They must have gathered a lot of intel on their targets, but their intel on Naruto was quite outdated, so they must have underestimated him quite a great deal. Anyway, we have no idea where the Akatsuki location is, or who is their leader. But the two others, as I said, Itachi and Kisame, they will no doubt try to capture Naruto once again. Therefore, you, Naruto friends and colleagues, have to get stronger. You have done, and you will be doing many missions with Naruto, so even if you had no interest of risking your life for him, you wouldn't have much of a choice. Akatsuki will most likely target him when he's out of the village, and you will be caught in the crossfire. You need to be prepared. Everyone was silent. Can I count on you, she said. Yes, Hokage-sama, all of them said. As she saw, at least they had determination in their eyes. Good. You may now be excused, she said. Wait, said Shikamaru. What is it? What about Naruto? What about him? Well, earlier you implied that he was acting out of character, and he might be a flight risk. How do we proceed from here on? I thought I told you earlier. He needs to feel loved and appreciated right now. You guys are his friends. You should know what to do. However, said Shino, simply showing love and affection for someone does not initiate that they will change their feelings. I am sure this method was tried before, with Sasuke Uchiha before he defected. Shino is right. There are many differences between Naruto and Sasuke, but they both have one thing in common. They refuse to give up, and their resolve is great, said Shikamaru. I see, said Tsunade as she was now getting frustrated, as she tried to come up with a plan. Wait a minute. I know that Naruto is acting strange, but didn't Neji say that Naruto still wants to become the Hokage? And also, didn't you say that Jiraiya-sama confirmed that Naruto wants to be the Hokage? So why are we still treating him like a flight risk, said Tenten? Because right now we can't exactly decide if he's focused on the title is a good thing. Kakashi-sensei has a good point. Naruto is shrouded with too much darkness for us to trust him right now. It might also be that someone is manipulating him. There is also no guarantee that the Demon Fox has not had some influence over him. Therefore, we must all show him how much he means to us. That he doesn't need to hide himself or need to be alone. And we need him to reveal his true self to us. But I also believe I have a quick plan that can glean some of his personality as it is right now. You have a plan. What kind of plan do you have that can force out information out of someone that doesn't wish to give it out? I hope your plan does not involve my daughter. There's a reason why we have not tried to use mine interrogations on Naruto, Inoichi said, in a threatening tone. Don't worry. All I want to do is to play shogi with him. Shogi? How is that supposed to help? Shizune asks. Huh. Good idea, Shikamaru. You've really taken my teachings to heart, haven't you? Said Shikaku. What do you mean, Shikaku? Asked Natty. It's really simple. Imagine the players as the village players. The shogi player is a Hokage. Then the king is a daimyo. And the queen is a jonin commander. The knights are the jonin and anvu. And the pawns are the chunin and genins. Just like your individually personality and your success depend on how you run the village, so will Naruto's real personality determine on how he played the game. In other words, depend on the moves he made and the way he played the game. Shikamaru will know what kind of man Naruto is after at least 2 games, said Shikaku. A good idea, Shikamaru, Neji thought. However, you still asked the wrong question. The question is not if Naruto will make a good leader or not. The question is whether he'll make a good leader for Konoha, Neji thought. Interesting idea. Do you think this will really work? Asked Neji as she looked towards Inoichi. He was the mind expert. I don't see why not. A person's personality is usually shown in stressful or hypothetical situations. Even something as a game of shogi could tell you a lot about a person. However, mind transfer jutsu and manipulation techniques aside, there's no better way than to know someone than to earn their trust and become their friend. In that case, we will use mine and Shikamaru's idea, said Tsunade. I want all of you kids to make sure you befriend Naruto. And I want all of you here today to look out for a strange behavior on his part. Am I understood? Yes, Hokage, they all said. As Neji scoffed in his mind. Fools. Utter fools, he thought to himself. But guys, be and subscribe right here. If you want to see the next part and do, like, subscribe, comment down below, turn on that bell notification, stay posted. Remember, share to all of your friends in your social media platform. But I'm all for now, see you guys soon. Peace.